Hey there, this is a video reply to a comment that I received on one of the one of the videos. Problem is that the comment disappeared. I don't know if sometimes these comments disappear on YouTube, or maybe it was pulled by the person that left it. And it was a generic YouTube handle. It started off with user QM. I have it here, user QM. So it disappeared. I was trying to respond to it, but I do have some notes from it, so I can still reply. Hopefully, user QM. It was a really long generic title, user QM something 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 something, like 10 or 11 characters long. So hopefully the user QM, you subscribe to the channel and you see this. I tried to reply. Granted, I was a few days behind, well, more than a few days behind on some comments. I think yours was left 4 days ago or something like that. Again, it disappeared. So anyway, it was a very long comment, and you wrote in there that, sorry, you apologize for it being so long. No apologies. That was freaking perfect. Love it. You're out there doing your homework. You put a lot of thoughtful. It was a thoughtful comment, and that's why I took notes on it. I literally have notes here. I don't have the comment, but I'm going to reply to you because I have the notes, because I appreciated the comment so much. So hopefully you subscribed and you can participate again, because again, like I said, your comment disappeared. So first of all, one of the things you did unpack was you mentioned that you're not a homeowner. Well, I'm going to be the first to congratulate you in advance, because based on the work that you're putting in, the research that you are putting in, I already tell you're going to kick ass as a homeowner. A lot of people don't want to put the work in, to learn. For me, like when I at the beginning of my 45-minute video, the first video I did on the velocity or the using a home equity line of credit to pay off a first mortgage, how it doesn't work. Man, oh man, did I put some hours into that. It took like 2 months of research to dig in there and get to the core of what that was all about. And so at the beginning of that first 45-minute video, I filmed myself banging my head on the keyboard. I mean, granted, I was spoofing a bit, but I mean, that's how it really felt. Put a lot of research into that. Learning takes work. And I see that you know that, and I know you're going to kick ass as a homeowner, so congratulations in advance. But anyway, unpacking a little bit of it. So you mentioned that another cool thing that about seeing it, you want to see both sides. You're open to see both sides of what's going on in terms of to the uninitiated, what this what he commented, this user comment, I don't know if it's a he or she, user QM commented on, was the video that I made. One of the videos I made about how using a home equity line of credit to pay off a first mortgage does not work. This is what I do for a living. I've been doing home equity lines of credit for 24 years of the 25 and a half years I've been doing mortgages. I do them to this very day with my own business, mortgage brokerage. So intimately familiar with the inner workings of many styles of home equity lines of credit, because I do them, I've originated them, I've processed them, and I've got them funded. So just to give a background to someone who happens to run across this, because I'm just putting this out there to the general ether in the hopes that user QM will see this and reply back. So yes, I want to show both ends. And before I attack this, or I did this more in like attack mode, and I put a challenge out there. I wanted to challenge any Velocity. I won't say Velocity because it's not the entire Velocity banking community, but the folks, the radical folks within that community. I just said, hey, any people who are creating content about that, whatever, you want to challenge me straight up, let's do it. We'll do it live so people can see me do some thrashing. I broke down in my videos the principles that this gimmick is supposed to are predicated upon, and exactly how they don't work. And I was ready to go out there and just thrash. But since then, I've now I've taken a different approach, because while the greater part, the good 92.5% of the people agree with me, there's that seven something whatever percent that don't. but I created this channel to teach everyone about mortgages, and I don't really even want to leave that 7% behind. So the idea I came up with a week ago was to do a collab video, a collaboration with one of the VB people about this topic. We'll do it together, and I think that'll. I'm hoping that'll go over a heck of a lot better and reach out to even that 7%. And like one of the things I want to do on that is, for example, the VB partner, my VB partner that I team up with, I'll let them choose the amount of the mortgage, choose the size of the mortgage. You take it away. Let them choose the size of the HELOC we're going to do, because we're going to do the one where you have a first mortgage and then a second position HELOC, not the first position stuff. And choose the sizes of the HELOC. So they can choose the first mortgage size, the second mortgage, the HELOC size, and let them choose how the HELOC will be implemented. Because during the course of doing this study, I've got hit up like with 3 of the VB folks saying, oh no, this is how you use it, this is how you use it. 3 different ways I've seen, so I'll let my VB partner decide, okay, this is how we're going to use the HELOC. Then for bills, we can, my VB partner and I figure we'll agree on the bills, what bills are going to be used. At a minimum, we need to use the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, and that is realistic taxes based on the area that we choose, what state that we choose an area, realistic taxes and insurance, and the PITI based on a realistic loan amount. So do we just do PITI, and this is what myself and my VB partner, I plan we agree upon, do we just do PITI and let's say, hey, this person has no other bills other than reoccurring living expenses like, food and utilities, things like that? Or do we put some other things in there, like maybe a credit card, maybe a car payment, etc.? So that's something that we'll agree upon, and then we run our numbers, our separate numbers. I'm going to use a mortgage calculator, and then whatever the VB partner decides to use, I'm going to use a mortgage calculator. I'm going to show people which one I'm going to use. A lot of times I'm using more than one calculator, but I'm going to use for the demonstration just so everybody can follow and see. I'm going to do it live once we agree upon what numbers are going to be used, and I do my side. I'm going to do it live with the Qualifier Plus calculator that everyone has access to, can download and get. The Qualifier Plus, I think the company is still made by Calculated Industries. I have more info and have a link so folks can actually get that and follow along with exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to be uber transparent. There's nothing here. The problem with using a spreadsheet is that what the heck is hiding in the spreadsheet? I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. No, I want people to see me entering in the numbers in that we come to with my VB partner, and I want them to see me entering the numbers in the calculator live. And so that's the collab video that I'm working on, and that'll address what you were asking, so you can see it from both sides is what we'll do. So that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. Just happens to be something that popped on my radar a week ago. The next thing was, let's see, talked about liquidity. Is wanted to address this. You brought up the liquidity. Yeah, that's a biggie. Now I'm a HELOC fan. Funny enough that some of the if you want to proponents, the hardcore proponents of the VB proponents will constantly accuse me of is not knowing about HELOCs, not doing HELOCs, or hey, the HELOC, it's going to take money out of your pocket. This and that. I'm like, where did they get the idea that we don't do HELOCs? It's a mortgage product. I'm a mortgage guy. HELOCs have been putting food on my table for 24 years. I do HELOCs. I love HELOCs. I have HELOCs. So I don't get that. However, I would never, ever, ever use a HELOC for my primary liquidity. That's nuts. I wouldn't do that. And to add on to that, I have something, I call it my ghetto MBA. I says, I went to school, but now I actually also have a ghetto MBA. That is, the education that I learned from customers. Doing what I've done, what I do for so many years, you get to work with so many people from all walks of life. Unfortunately, you'll have to work with some people that are just barely getting by. It just sucks seeing that. Barely getting by, and you're trying to come up with every solution on the damn planet to make things better for them, to better their position, their financial position, you know. And then on the other end of the spectrum, woo, have I worked with some big ballers. Specifically when I was working in the banks, you run across a ton of big ballers there when I worked for the banks. Yeah, these incredibly wealthy people. And these wealthy people, you know, a lot of them are into real estate, of course. And one of the things that I've seen them do is a lot of them have a home equity line of credit at the ready, on tap. Some of them have two of them, lines of credit, and but they don't use them. There's zero balance, you know, most of the time. And if they do run a balance on them, you know, it's only for a limited period of time. When they get the ROI comes in, boom, it's paid off. And they only have that, keep it for opportunities, business opportunities, particularly in real estate. You know, they either use it to purchase a property outright. You know, when it comes along, you got to move on the good deals. You got to move on them. So they use the HELOC for that, or use it, use it if it's a larger property, use it for a big down payment. Either way, they don't keep running a balance on it. They have them there on zero, and that's something I like to do. And I certainly wouldn't use it for my primary liquidity, and they don't either. You know, for their primary liquidity, they use deposit accounts for their primary liquidity. You know, or they don't rely on it. And granted, yes, they have business credit cards too, but they don't have that. That's for a strategic convenience, not for a necessity. They have their deposit accounts where they get their cash flow from, and home equity lines of credit are for opportunities. So yeah, that's a great point you brought up on there. So anyway, hope to see you. Hope you run across this video, user QM, and what the rest of your long title was, and reply so we can get you in the mix. Appreciate you taking so much time to put a thoughtful comment, and no, it wasn't too long. And hope to see you soon on the next one.